have you made up your bottles and stuff already?
My bottles are obviously small. And then I have like all my gels in here.
Hello CIM, thank you for coming out to the 40th edition of this absolutely amazing race. Peter and I are talking with CJ Albertson. CJ, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us.
It was just a great event and kind of like my introduction to really like, you know, big marathon races, and it was just tons of fun, so I'm glad to be back.
I don't think it's going to be taken out like so fast that it's like faster than what I can handle. So, but it's fast enough that like I don't think I'm just going to drop everyone right off the start. So it kind of just gives you those like good, like, okay, like the last 10K I'm going to have to run relatively quick and fast and maybe make some tactical things to win, which is what the trials is. It's like running the last 10K really well to be top 3 or to win. So yeah, it won't be quite as fast or as competitive as the trials, but it's going to be the same. It'll play out the same as like I have to run like smart, strategically, and fast that last 10K to achieve what I want to achieve. So it's kind of like a mini, basically trying to accomplish the same thing, just close really well.
We started out, and I kind of wanted to start out a little bit conservatively, so the first few miles were actually 2 of my slowest miles. And I didn't actually feel very good, but which was kind of intended. Usually when you start out a little slower, you feel kind of not good because the adrenaline hasn't kicked in yet. And then Christian kind of surged and started running like in the mid 450s, and then basically just held it constant throughout there and through the rolling hills. And when we got to about mile like 10 to 12, there's that's where all like the toughest hills are, and you're far enough into the race that you're a little tired. So, and the leaders ran, they pushed through those hills pretty fast, and I wasn't necessarily feeling super great up them. I kind of just held a consistent, maybe a little bit harder effort because my pace was holding steady through the hard sections. And then I was just alone from like 12 to like 23 and a half. I couldn't hold those 455s anymore and kind of dropped to like 5 flat, 5.0s, and wasn't feeling great. But then I could see the leaders were not looking great, and they were starting to come back to me, and their form was looking kind of questionable. So I was like, okay, I don't feel great, but I probably don't have to run very fast to win. So I just kind of kept running, and then I finished in first.
Yeah, I do get stressed, but I'm pretty relaxed, and I'm thinking about other things, like thinking about her, thinking what's Luke doing back home. So I'm thinking about him a little bit, but then also I'm thinking, okay, I gotta go home, get the toddler, what am I gonna eat for dinner? But so and he runs so many marathons, I feel like they come up fast. Before soon there'll be another marathon.
I mean, yeah, it's another thing to try to win, or another like reason to try to win is to keep the streak alive. So I did. Yeah, so going into the trials undefeated.
So yeah, this is just kind of like a nice race. I feel like racing just keeps me excited about running and keeps me like remembering like, okay, what it is I love, and it kind of keeps your brain in it. And so usually when I come off a race, I'm like pretty excited. And I obviously I've trained for this race, but I feel pretty mentally and physically fresh right now. So I'm kind of ready to, obviously like I won't train super hard the first 2 days after this race, but yeah, I think and it just works out with my work schedule. Like we have finals week next week, so basically just submit all my grades, and then I'll be done with all my responsibilities, no coaching. Yeah, I can just train and have fun and have a lot of time to do nothing but run. And yeah, like being top 3 is realistic enough that like you're nervous about it. And I always tell my athletes, like if you're nervous, like that's good because you actually think you have a shot to accomplish your goal.